following views are those of the host and not those of Clear Channel Broadcasting licenses.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Eat and Critique Show with co-hosts Steve-O and Renee. Get ready to hear which South Florida restaurants serve the best seafood, Italian, Mexican, steak, or sushi. Who offers the best service, best portions, and atmosphere. Share your dining experiences with Steve-O and Renee each week while they share their dining experiences with you. Listen every week while Steve-O and Renee interview celebrity chefs, give away gift certificates to some of South Florida's finest restaurants, concert tickets, and share their top 10 cuisines. Steve-O has written for the food sections of such publications as Boca Raton News, Boca Life Magazine, Parklander Magazine, and the Jewish Journal. And he's no stranger to radio. Steve-O has written 2 cookbooks, one for adults and one for children. He's a graduate of the prestigious Cooper Clinic for Fitness and Nutrition, and he graduated from the Florida Culinary Institute. Renee was the head of one of the largest marketing firms in Florida. She's been the co-host of the Eat and Critique Show from its inception. Now let's get ready to call and share your dining experiences at 877-927-6969. Now here's restaurant critics Steve-O and Renee.
And the beat goes on. The beat goes on.
Good afternoon. Wow, do we have an amazing show today.
Huge show.
I've never started off our show that way. I've always said, good afternoon, welcome to the...
Not in that voice. That voice is horrendous.
But, oh, wait.
I couldn't co-host with you if you had that voice.
Hey, co-host this. Hey, today's show is brought to you by our friends at Madison's NY Grill and Bar in Boca Raton.
We
one
love
of our
that
top
place, yes.
20 restaurants. Hey, if you'd like to watch the show live, and today's the day to do it. We've got some great guests in the
Not
studio.
to see us.
No,
never
me.
to see us. Although I'm showing a little cleavage today.
You are. Wow.
Everybody's tuning in now.
Wait a minute. I think that's one of the 18 words you can't say.
Did I get beeped?
Hey,
Or bleeped?
If you'd like to view today's show, go to www.theeatandcritiqueshow.com. Again, today's show is brought to you by our good friends at Madison's New York Grill and Bar, who offers great lunches, great dinners, and
Great
upscale-
everything. Great
And-
happy hour.
What are
I'm
you
cutting in.
Cut off this.
Show me what to cut off. I'll do it.
Here she goes. So Madison's has added 14 new items to their already great menu. Hey, make sure you try my favorite, their baby back
Love them.
ribs.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
The best.
The meat falls off the bone, jumps back on again.
Rewraps.
Keeps going. Your favorite, the Bronzino.
Yes.
Love
So
it.
in the next few minutes, we have a huge celebrity.
Less than a few minutes.
Yes, a huge celebrity. We have Chaz Palminteri from A Bronx Tale. One of my peeps, you know that, right?
Yeah, they're playing at the Seminole Casino.
Coconut Creek Casino.
February 26th.
Thursday,
at 8 p.m.
yes. So we're so excited about that. This is like an honor to have him on. I'm a huge fan. And we also have in studio live executive chef Jeff Pfeiffer of Lobster Bar and Sea Grill on Las Olas. And we're going to be talking about our tasting. We dined there last Friday night. It was wonderful, beautiful restaurant. And we also have a gift certificate to give away. So don't turn your dial. You don't want to miss out on this gift certificate.
Okay, our guest who's on the Eat and Critique hotline, I've got to say this, and I hope I don't embarrass him.
Or embarrass yourself.
Have you ever had a favorite movie that you could watch it 1,000 times, know every word in it,
Yes, A Bronx Tale.
and never get tired of it?
Yes.
We have on the phone, and we are blessed today, we have on the phone with us Chaz
Palminteri. Welcome to the show, Chaz.
Oh, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Man, let me tell you something. You have been a favorite of ours for years and years and years, and I've seen a lot of your interviews, how you give credit to God and you feel so blessed. Man, we feel blessed today.
Well, that's really very nice. Well, I do. You know, I was a young actor, and I've always, think about it. Think if I was like on the streets of 187th Street, and if I told somebody, one day I'm going to write a one-man show, and then Robert De Niro is going to see it, and he's going to turn it into a movie, and it's going to be about my life, and De Niro is going to play my father. You would think I'd be crazy. Right?
Right.
Well,
That's what happened.
before we get started, we have a mutual friend, Steve Moderano.
Oh, he was
Cafe
on the show
Moderano.
last week. Yes.
Malorano, man, the
Yeah.
greatest restaurant in the world. Let me tell you something. That guy is the greatest cook in the world.
Well,
He
Renee,
And I got to tell you something. I love your accent. We sound alike.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh, no. He is. In fact, I'm going there Tuesday night. I'm going with the great Sid Rosenberg, and we're going to have some laughs and fun. And I'm really looking forward to it.
yeah, Steve
I'm in.
and,
I'm available.
Steve and Marcia both. Actually, Renee actually cooked a segment in his kitchen at the
I cooked with Steve
Oakland-
Moderano,
yeah.
which was a lot of fun. Yeah, we love him.
Yeah, he cooks like they used to cook many, many years ago. He's the only guy I've ever met who could cook like that, really.
Fabulous. He really is a fabulous chef.
You know, I don't know how many people realize that with A Bronx Tale, that is your story, bro. Growing up.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, more people realize it now that I've been doing the show. I brought it back to Broadway in 2007, and now I just do it, at the big casinos and big places. But it's true. My real name is Calogero, Lorenzo Palmenteri. That's my name.
See,
My father was a bus driver, Lorenzo. My mother was Rosina. So I saw this killing when I was 9 years old, right in front of me, 5 feet away, and that's how it all started.
Wow, that's incredible.
I'm going to.
So this is a story, and I just want to say this. So this is a story about your life. So
Yeah.
you're actually playing all the characters on stage for your one-man show.
That's right. That's correct. I play all 18 characters, and I always tell people, if you love the movie, you'll love the show even more, because it's a very visceral experience. I am the guy. This is the show that Robert De Niro saw in 1989 that won all the awards. He called it the greatest one-man show he's ever seen.
Wow.
And he said, this has got to be a movie. Everybody wanted it, every writer, producer, director. And in fact, they offered me $250,000 to walk away. And at that time, I was pretty broke. And I said no. And then they offered me $500,000, and I said no.
Oh, good for you.
And then they offered me $1 million, and I said no. And then 2 weeks later, De Niro strolled into the theater, saw the show, and as they say, the rest is history.
Wow. So how was it playing across from Robert De Niro? I mean, that's huge.
Excuse me, say that again?
I said, how was it being appearing with Robert De Niro in the movie?
Oh, it was great. I mean, obviously, he was a huge idol of mine growing up, so, and now to work with him and him playing my actual father, it was pretty incredible.
Well, I got to tell you, Alfred Hitchcock once said, if you can hit 2 out of 3, if you can make them laugh, cry, or scared, bro, you hit all 3, though.
That's right. And Alfred Hitchcock, you say, if you could do 2 out of 3, you're doing good.
Exactly.
And I do all 3. I make you laugh, I make you cry, and I scare you.
So your show is this Thursday night at 8 o'clock at the Seminole
Coconut Creek Casino.
And, man, how do you keep the passion going, though?
I know people always say that. This will be my 859th show. And
Unbelievable.
people always say, how do you do that and keep the passion, It's such a great story, and the reaction from the audience is so incredible that when I go out there, because so many people, look, this show won the best show of the year in Las Vegas, and it won all these awards. So when I get out there and I go, hey, there's people out there that saw the reviews, that never saw the show, that I have to make sure that I'm great for them. I have to do a great show for them. And, I just put myself in that position. And, it's a one-man show. I play 18 characters. You can't walk through it. You can't. It's impossible. There's no break. There is no break.
I can't even imagine doing 18 characters. Sometimes I can't even be myself.
Well, it gets crazy sometimes. I mean, I hope you get a chance, if you're available, you guys, to come and see
Oh,
it.
we're absolutely going to come see it.
Well, we want to, you're coming to Coral Springs next month. I know you've got a big schedule, but I think you're coming to Coral Springs next month, and we're hoping to see you there.
We're hoping to come backstage.
Yeah, I'm not sure but I know I'll be at the, at the Seminole Theater, and I'll be there Thursday, and the 26th, and again, I have to say, it's really a show that you have to see. And I hate to sound like that. It's the only thing I ever brag about a little bit, because it's such a great show, because people that see the movie and love it, a lot of them don't realize it was a show first,
Exactly.
So
hey,
I wasn't aware of that.
Your your father's character had to touch you the most?
Oh yeah, my dad Lorenzo was a great man. He passed away a few years ago. He was 90 years old, so he saw a lot of my success. And he used to go around with a shirt that said, I'm the original Lorenzo." So because we used to laugh about that. And he got very close with De Niro, and De Niro hung out with him for a month to pick up his mannerisms and things like that. It was pretty incredible. My dad, he just kept going to me. He goes, "I'm with Robert De Niro." I go, "I know, Dad, I know."
That's very cool.
And you always gave your parents so much credit. I love that about you.
Well, listen, it's because I'm here today. It was because of my parents. I mean, my parents, growing up there, my father used to always tell me the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. Don't waste your life. Make something out of your life. And I never forgot that.
No, that's good advice. That really is. So tell everybody the story about you living in the basement and the index cards.
Oh, wow. Well, my mom and dad, when I was a young actor in New York, I was kind of, look, as any actor is, you starve, you're broke, So when I needed money, I would get home late at night. I was working as a bouncer in New York, going to class in the day, acting class, and then finally I would write on an index card, "Dear Dad, could you lend me $20 if I ran out of money?" And I would put it underneath that door because they lived right on top of me. And all of a sudden the next day I would find $20 under my door. And this went on for maybe 4 or 5 months. And then finally, cut to like 25 years later, probably 30 years later, Jesus, all of a sudden I get nominated for Academy Award, and I want my mom and dad there, and my wife, Jonna. We were recently married, and I wanted my wife there, and she was pregnant with my son, Dante, and I wanted all of us to walk down the aisle. So just before we got out of the limo, my father puts his hand in his vest pocket, and hands me a stack of index cards.
He saved them all.
He saved, and I said, "What's this?" He goes, "These are all the cards that you wrote." He goes, "Because me and your mother knew one day this would come."
Wow.
And he gave this to me.
So they had a premonition. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing, So they were, it was, I've been very, very blessed. I've had a great parents. I'm married to a beautiful wife, my wife, Jonna, and I have 2 wonderful, healthy, talented children.
Knock on wood. I'm knocking for you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm knocking myself. So that's why I try, to do the show a couple of times a year for my charity. Jonna and I have a charity called the Child Reach Foundation.
Which is what?
Children. The Child Reach Foundation helps kids with blood disorders and policemen and all law enforcement with special needs children. So,
very nice. That's really special.
Yeah, so we really try to do as much as we can. We've been very blessed, so I try to, give back as much as I can. I think that's what you're supposed to do, really.
What do you tell parents whose kids want to be an actor? Or I know your son's is he still a musician? Dante?
Well, my son is an actor and a musician, and so is my daughter.
So what do you tell them?
It runs in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I tell them is, I say, look, what you have to do is you just have to be as good as you can be. Go in there, give a great audition. The rest, don't worry about it. I said, because a lot of times the best actor never gets the part. It's the one who's most right for that role. So you never know why you didn't get it.
Right, and don't get discouraged.
Yeah, don't get discouraged, because if you get discouraged, you're not going to be able to do it. And I have parents that tell me, "Could you tell my daughter to give this up? I don't want her to do it." And you know what I tell them? I say, "Listen, it's so hard. The business is so hard, and she's going to have so many people telling her no. She doesn't need her parents to keep telling her no." I said, "Don't worry. She'll quit. If she doesn't have it in her heart, she'll quit." I said, because only 2 things could happen, and they're both bad. If you continue discouraging her, she'll make it, and she'll resent you, or she won't make it and resent you. So just be on her side, and that's it. Don't worry. If she doesn't have it, she'll quit."
Wow. You did a movie with Billy Crystal also.
Which was phenomenal. Love that movie.
How was it working with Billy Crystal?
Oh, Billy was so great. Billy was a stand-up comic, and he's brilliantly funny. And at the end of the movie, we did that scene in the warehouse when I did
which
the
was
whole
hysterical.
thing, which is hysterical. But let me tell you what happened. We did the scene, and it didn't have all that stuff in there. Then finally, I said to Howard Ramis, God rest his soul, brilliant comedy director who passed away recently, I said to him, I said, "Hey, could I improv a little bit?" He said, "Sure, Charles, go ahead." So then I got up there and I said, hey, and you know my friends Mikey Gaga, and I started doing all this thing, and we all started laughing. And Billy says, hey, I want to improv too. And Harold said, great. And then Billy came up with all this other stuff, and it just came out great. It came out great.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal movie.
You also work with another great actor, Ed O'Neill, with.
Oh yeah, I love doing Modern Family.
What a great show!
What a great show, and I go on it a couple of times a year. I'm due to go back soon, in fact, and I love doing that show. And Ed is just great, and the cast is great, and you know it's a wonderful, wonderful cast. You know, Steve Levitan, the writer, director, is brilliant, and it's just a funny show. And the thing about that show is my daughter, who's 13, loves it, and my mother-in-law, who's in her late 70s, she loves it. So everyone loves that show.
We love the show.
Hey, you know, you realize that when Billy Crystal or Robert De Niro are being interviewed, they all ask him, how do you like working with Chaz? So we're kind of doing it the other way around today.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, do you ever wake up in the morning and just pinch yourself?
No, that's what he has his wife for.
It's funny you said that. You know what? I wake up in the morning, not every morning. I should do it every morning, but I don't. I wake up in the morning and I'm
Thank
thankful.
God.
I'm thankful.
Yes.
I always say thank you for the life you've given me. Thank you for all the things. And I think more people should do that, because the more you're thankful, you know, if you focus on the things you have, you'll always have enough. If you focus on the things you don't have, you'll never have enough.
Amen.
You know?
Focus on the good things.
Focus on the good things. You know, look, there's always people better than you. There's always people with more money than you. There's always people that have more than you. And there's people that have less than you. Just be happy with what you got. That's it, you know?
What was the feeling like the night the Oscars when you were nominated for Bullets Over Broadway as the Best Supporting Actor?
You know what? It was kind of surreal. I mean, the funny thing about it, you wouldn't believe it, I just knew that day would happen. I just knew it. When I used to watch the Oscars when I was a kid, I knew I'd be up there. I saw myself in the little box when they do the nominees. You know, next time I'm going to think about winning, because I didn't win. I was nominated, and 5 people in the whole world to be nominated. I was very, very proud of that.
You should have won.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Everybody in that group was absolutely incredible, and they all deserved to win. Any one of us could have won. You know, Marty Landau, he won, but there was Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction, Gary Sinise in Forrest Gump. I mean,
I know you were in good company.
I was in incredible company, so I was fine. And you know what? Like I said, I was happy to be nominated. God bless. That was wonderful.
But, you know, it's like, I don't know if you got to hear this at the beginning of the show. It's A Bronx Tale. I could probably watch that 2,000 times.
I think we have.
And
we
want to
actually
watch
own
it.
the movie, yes.
You've got, I mean, you've really done.
You know what's amazing? When I was on Broadway doing the show, the owner of the theater said to me, he said there was only 3 shows in the history of the theater that when people leave the theater, there was another line to buy tickets again. And my show was one of them. People have seen my show. I get people that come and say, this is my 5th time, this is my 10th time, this is my 20th time, and I'm like, great.
That's
great.
Wonderful.
That is...
Yeah, it's really, really great. Like I said, the show is it's special. It really is. And that's why I still do it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. We're going to be
this
there.
Thursday night at 8
Thursday
o'clock.
night.
I mean,
At the Seminole Coconut Creek Casino.
You cannot miss this. And, you know, this is like a tease because the people you're going to be sold out. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, there's some seats left. I don't know how many, but I know there's some seats left. So if you really want to come, somebody better get on it right away.
Thank you for...
Thanks so much for coming on today.
Making you a part of our life.
Yes.
You're very welcome. And make sure you come backstage Thursday and say hello, okay?
We will
absolutely do that.
You're a gem. Just thank you because it was kind of short notice, but we just could not have you on our show while you're going to be here.
Well, thank you. Come backstage. We'll take a photo and everything. Okay?
We would love that. We're huge fans.
Thanks, Chaz.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. Wow.
What a great guy. Amazing.
Okay, so let's go to break.
Yes.
And when we come back, we have Chef Jeff from Lobster Bar.
I can't wait to talk about this restaurant.
Yes, on Las Olas. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve O, restaurant critic on the Eat and Critique Show. When Renee and I find a great restaurant, we want to share it with our listeners.
let me tell you about Madison's New York Grill and Bar in Boca Raton. We made Madison's New York Grill and Bar one of our favorite restaurants right after we did our tasting. Madison serves both lunch and dinner, and if you need to impress a client or a friend, stop by Madison's for lunch, where they offer 10 items at $10 each. Try some of their lunch specials like grilled barbecue chicken breast, grilled salmon, rigatoni Bolognese with meat sauce, or, my favorite, their grilled chicken Caesars. Madison's is west of I-95 on Glades, next door to Jared Jewelers in Boca Raton. Renee and I received so many emails from listeners thanking us for turning them on to Madison's New York Grill and Bar. Try their crab cakes, or another one of my favorites, their baby back ribs, which fall off the bone. Save room for their mouth-watering key lime pie. Call them at 561-994-0808 to make reservations. That's 561-994-0808. Please tell them you heard about it on the Eat and Critique Show.
Hi, I'm Chris Levitt from the hit TV show $1 Million Listing Miami on Bravo, and I love listening to Steve-O and Renee on the Eat and Critique radio show.
Hi, this is Andrew McKinney, General Manager of Meisner Park in beautiful downtown Boca Raton. I love listening to the Steve-O and Renee Eat and Critique radio show.
And we're back. That was huge.
That was big.
We have to go. I'm going backstage. I'm going to Cafe Moderano on Tuesday. Go see the show on Thursday. I have a whole agenda.
Hey, and then after the show...
Security!
Yeah, after the show, we could go over to Lobster Bar.
Yes.
Sea Grill over on Las Olas.
I know. We have special friends right now in studio. We have Executive Chef Jeff Pfeiffer and General Manager George Molas, who's on the phone on the Eat and Critique hotline. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you.
Listen, we have been trying to get together with you guys because you have such an amazing reputation.
We've been trying for a while. Did they snub us? They didn't snub us.
No one snubs us.
I'm just saying.
The assistant...
Maybe me.
Well, I think the assistant sous chef at Denny's, I could never get him to call me back. But anyhow, hey, welcome, George.
Hey, thanks. Great to be here.
Wow, we've got two great people in studio.
We do.
We cannot wait to talk about Lobster Bar. This is, first of all, for all of yous. I'm talking to Jazz.
Right, exactly.
Hey, yous guys. But it used to be Jackson Steakhouse long ago, right?
It did.
It's a great location.
Yeah, it's a lot to live up to, but we think we're doing honor to that little corner on the Olas, and
yeah.
But you redid the whole, because when I went to Jackson Steakhouse a few times, so you redid the whole restaurant. It's beautiful.
The whole thing's redone. White tile, looks like a subway station.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful drop lights. Great atmosphere.
My favorite is that glass case showing all the different fish. I love that.
Yeah, that's a passion of mine. Every night at 4:30, I load that thing up with a fresh catch, and just try to show everybody coming into the door what we have that night.
Hey, so George, tell everybody a little bit about the background for Lobster Bar Sea Grill on Las Olas.
Well, the Lobster Bar Sea Grill is part of the Buckhead Life Restaurant Group, which is originally based out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
Huge group. We have a couple of other restaurants down here up in Boca Raton. We have our Chops Lobster Bar Steakhouse,
Great
and as
restaurant.
well as the great, wonderful restaurant, as well as the City Fish Market. That's us. The concept here is a very first for our group. It's a Florida conceived concept, which, with great pride, we specialize in pristine whole fish. That's what we do here at the restaurant.
Which we're going to talk about.
Fresh.
Yes,
Yeah,
everything's
absolutely.
fresh. Very fresh.
Yeah, everything's fresh. Whole fish, lobsters, be it local or from international waters, Northern Europe, Mediterranean. We take great pride in that, and as well as, our wonderful beverage program as well.
When did the restaurant open?
The restaurant opened on August the 1st of 2013, so it's been a little more than a year and a half for us here. We'll be celebrating our second year in August, so we're very excited.
So it took us 2 years to be able to taste that. Thanks, George.
Not at all.
So do you guys offer a happy hour? Because I saw a lot of happy people there. Which we talked about before the show. I was talking to Chef Jeff.
Yeah, there's
very happy people.
definitely a happy hour Monday through Friday. We start at 4:30. We finish at about 7:30, and then people trickle into the dining room, obviously. But no, we have a nice little menu. some stuff off the menu, some new stuff, just specifically for that happy hour crowd. And it gets a great response.
That's what I love about you guys. You do a lot of things off the menu, so you got to be creative. That's one thing that's really important. That was one of the things that really impressed us.
Yeah.
So, George, tell everybody what your hours are.
We're open daily for lunch Monday to Friday. We do 11:30 until 2:30. Then we pick up again at 4:30 through 7:30 for our happy hour, and dinner begins at 5:30 for our dining rooms. And that goes last seating goes through till 10 o'clock nightly, and then we're happy to seat till 11 and midnight as we get to Friday and Saturday.
And you have to make reservations because that restaurant was jamming. Even the bar area was jamming.
I know.
It was so crowded that they were actually coming into the area of the restaurant.
Yeah, we definitely recommend reservations, but we're always happy to have you even without. So please come on in. If we've got a spot, we'll get you in there.
So let's talk about our tasting.
Oh,
'cause
yes.
This was big.
So what you don't know is I am a lobster bisque connoisseur.
That's his favorite.
I love good lobster bisque. So sometimes we're not so lucky all the time. Your lobster bisque was out of this world.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So tell everybody about your lobster bisque.
It's a lot of work. We do it probably 3 times a week. We get 100 pounds of lobster bodies in. We sweat them. We crush them. They go through the food mill by hand.
That's the big lump, which was
there were
little
chunks.
sugar.
Oh,
There were
yeah.
actual chunks in the
We drop them. We drop the morsels in there for you. That's our Nova Scotia hard shell lobsters, quickly steamed, and then we'll poach them in butter and drop the soup right on top of that.
Renee got so mad at me because
For what?
I put some in my pocket to take home.
It was dripping down your leg.
And
I thought you had an accident.
it was a lobster bisque. Anyway, your lobster bisque was out of this world. And then we did the charbroiled octopus.
That's our specialty.
Wow.
Which I have to tell you, I am not a big fan of octopus. Typically, I won't even taste it. And I actually liked it. Which is huge for me.
I don't think we've had anybody walk out of there say they didn't like the octopus. That
It was
octopus,
different.
yeah.
The Mediterranean. Oh, it was.
It didn't have that like real fishy taste to it because sometimes if you don't cook it properly or season it properly, that's the way it tastes.
It's
funky usually.
It's gorgeous, and then the marinated red onions, the Greek
Plating- the
olives, the
plating was
capers, and the red
incredible.
wine vinaigrette. We just drenched the thing.
Okay, I hope I'm not trying to stump you at all, but I've always heard that the age of a lobster, that it's 7 years per pound. Is that right?
Not necessarily.
Where'd you get this from?
It was in The Cat in the Hat.
I'm just wondering, where'd you get this from?
Somebody told me
You
that.
pulled this out of where? The air?
I don't know. Anyway, I guess.
Okay, then we actually had the quarter-pound lobster.
Yes.
Cold water.
Cold water lobster.
Yeah, the lobster
Which,
tail.
thank God we had lobster there because hence the name a lobster bar. That's all I'm saying. Because we've had some people on that I don't
didn't
even
go
want to
by their
mention.
name, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that lobster tail, it's synonymous with bucket life. Pano Caritassos in 1979 came up with this dish. Beautiful little lobster tail dipped in buttermilk and a little seasoned flour. Quickly crisped.
Cooked to perfection.
Yeah, it
was
nice.
unbelievable. Loved it.
Good.
I think what we also really enjoy, because we talked about your plating is phenomenal.
Yes, especially the next dish because we had the pickled local beets and the beet sorbet, which I love beet salad. So this was your take on a beet salad, which was very different.
Yeah.
So tell everybody why.
Simple. It's really simple. It's just red and yellow beets, little red wine, little olive oil.
It's simple for you.
Well, no, but it's simple flavors. It's got to come
Yes.
through. But yeah, we do kick it up with the beet sorbet, a little burrata cheese, walnuts, and watermelon radishes.
Do you know what it reminded me of? When you put all like the stuff together, the whole plate together, if you mix it up and taste all of the everything together, it reminded me of borscht.
Did
It did, yeah, with the cheese and the beets. It had that borscht taste.
Sure.
You know what borscht is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you brought us, and I'm not actually going in order, but you brought us out a New Zealand fish before you flighted. First of all, I was
Before he what? Flied it?
flaunted it.
Flayed it. Just
See, you're from New York. I'm from Texas.
I know.
Okay? So
and my headset's not working today for some reason. I'm trying to listen to you. Yes, go ahead. Thank you very much. It's very sweet of you.
tell
Knock
us
you in the
about
head.
the New Zealand fish that you did.
Well, we're very happy to. We've started offering a lot of New Zealand specialties. We have a private seafood company that works for our company, Boutique Seafood, run by Captain Rick out of Atlanta. He sources everything for us, so we get it from all corners of the world: East Coast, West Coast, Canada, Mediterranean, Norway,
It
Holland.
was so fresh, though, tasting. That was amazing.
It was still moving when he brought it out.
Well, we have just broken into the New Zealand market, so that's South Pacific fish, and I believe
was
you had the
different,
cockles
yes.
too. You know, it's not stuff that people are used to seeing, and I'm just so excited to be able to offer it. And John Dory, it's got to be my favorite fish, hands down. It's also called St. Peter's fish or Saint Pierre. If you see this fish, it's got 2 little thumbprints on the side of it, and that's where they say St. Peter plucked it out of the water.
Interesting.
And it is a gorgeous fish. It's
Is that
buttery.
going to be a signature dish?
It is not a signature dish. I'm at the whim of the ocean.
Right. That's true, yes.
Farm to table is one thing. We like to say we're ocean to table.
I like that analogy.
What comes in
Yes.
is what I use.
Perfect.
I'm going to bring up one of their sides.
Okay, the corn mash, which I have never seen at any restaurant. I love that. It's a huge process, but I got to tell you something. So I ate that at your restaurant. I loved it. Phenomenal. Very different side dish, which is, it's a simple thing, but not so simple
But not
to
for
make.
them it was,
Right,
the
not
process.
so simple to make. But I have to tell you, I went home and I copied you. But don't tell anybody. I did. I made it at
But
home.
a little shortcut here and there.
Okay, well, it's not going to be like his, obviously.
Tell everybody the process, though.
Well, as long as you took it home and you put it on a hand grater and you didn't throw it in the RoboCoop.
Don't you see the blood on my hands?
Okay, good. So yeah, no, we get cases and cases of corn and hand grated, on a simple cheese grater. It goes into a little pan, and then it roasts for about 4 hours. We get all the water out of the corn, and it just reduces till it is pure corn. We then just whip in butter. That's it. People ask me the recipe.
Unbelievable.
It's corn and butter.
I know his was better, but mine was
But
close.
it's corn on the cob.
Okay,
though.
mine was close. But I didn't sit there with a grater. That's all I'm saying. Then we had the whole chili lobster, which I loved. I think that was my favorite of the evening.
We're really happy to, we are the lobster bar. So when you walk in the door, you want lobster.
Yes, hence the name lobster. That's all I'm saying.
So we do lobster several ways, and the chili lobster is probably our newest incarnation. It's a 1.5 pound lobster. We slowly braise in a sauce of Thai chilies and
it's not
ginger.
spicy.
No.
It sounds like it is, but it's
No.
not.
We give you a little bit of heat, but we cut it back a little bit. So
It was delicious.
That
we
was
were
my favorite. I love that.
We were so.
We have a gift
You know
certificate
what?
to
I'm
give out.
starving now.
Yes,
so,
I know. So give
and
out the
we've got
phone
all
number.
the piranhas out there that are waiting for us to give away. We're going to give away a gift certificate to the 437th caller. Maz, let's do 5th caller. Call us at 877-927-6969. That's 877-927-6969.
Did you get the number right? I know you want to pocket that gift certificate.
100. Yeah, if I gave out the wrong number.
Exactly.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Follow my lead.
Yes. Anyway, we have a $100 gift certificate to Lobster Bar.
Which you don't want to miss because this restaurant truly is.
And with Valentine's Day
such a
coming up,
gorgeous
this is
restaurant.
perfect.
Valentine's Day, settle down. See, exactly. Now you've just admitted on air that you forgot about Valentine's Day.
Which
Thank
one?
you very much. Everyone. There we go.
All of them?
I haven't documented. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Yeah, the phones are going to light up.
Yeah, the phones are definitely lighting up. God, I should have given the wrong
Jeff,
phone
he
number.
forgot about Valentine's Day. Don't tell anybody. But I'm making up for it now because I'm buying everything I see. I'm buying myself presents.
Hey, you know what, though? Speaking of Valentine's
Michael
Day.
Kors?
if you want to, really impress a date, this is the greatest place to go
It
to.
really is.
Right, George?
Oh, you got it. We're made for all types of people, especially romantics.
Yeah, because the place is just so beautiful inside. And you know what? It really doesn't matter what you select on the menu because you know
All our
everything
dishes
is
were
going to be good.
phenomenal.
Right.
They really were.
So we definitely have a winner.
Okay, so do you want to talk about the desserts in the interim?
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
Go ahead. We had the Fabuloso creme brulee. Did I say that right?
It's our vanilla creme brulee with the coconut crust.
Which that is what I know. That's one of Steve-O's favorite. He loves creme brulee.
I like how creative though they got with it though, and that was really, really outstanding.
Good.
My favorite were the mini puffs.
Yeah.
I said, let me just take one mouthful because I was so full by that time. It was to die for. I couldn't stop eating it.
I know.
So what was that? It was so unusual.
That's a classic profiteroles. I spent my entire career in
Profiteroles? Profiteroles.
Profiteroles.
Yeah.
It's
sound like an executive chef, bro.
My entire career was spent in French kitchens. This is the dessert you see in bistros, brasseries
Yes.
across the world, and it's comfort food. It's great. It's a beautiful little pastry stuffed with ice cream, white and dark chocolate sauces. And then some sugar toasted almonds.
And the plating was incredible.
Yeah,
I loved
did
it.
really well. We have a winner.
Who do we have?
We have Julie.
Very cool. That's a new name. Hey, Julie.
Hi, guys.
Congratulations. You
Thank
just
you
want to give
so
certificate to
much.
Lobster Bar.
I'm so excited about that. Thank you.
Oh, I love her accent.
She has a southern accent.
Yeah, you wish.
Are you from Oklahoma?
No, I'm from New York. You can't tell.
I love it. Yes, we sound identical.
So first of all, have you ever dined at Lobster Bar?
No, I
Oh.
have not.
You are in. I love that accent.
Me too.
You are in for a treat. Do you love lobster?
Absolutely. And the way you guys are describing the food and everything, the plating, it just sounds amazing. I can't wait.
You are going to love this.
What part of town do you live in?
Pompano Beach.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, perfect.
Pompano Beach.
No, it's not that much of a
I love it. How long have you been listening to our show for?
Don't ever ask that question.
Oh, 5 minutes.
Never ask that question. I'm going to smack you. She's not answering. See what I said? Don't ask these questions. You ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer.
I'm still here, guys. You sound like you're having too much fun.
We always do. Okay, hang on the line. We're going to get your address.
Spitting.
Listen, Julie, if you don't...
She hung up.
If you don't have your gift certificate by, like, next February, don't call us. We'll call you. No, it's going to go out this week. Thanks. Hold on. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Was that your cousin?
Yeah, with an English accent, because we sound identical.
Anyway.
I think Chaz was my cousin.
Anyway, we also had your signature dessert, which was you know what? This dessert here, I thought that, well, first of all, you brought 3 different
The
desserts.
tropical, because you can't pronounce it, the tropical pavlova. Is that what you're talking about? Let me help you along.
I can.
Put your glasses on.
Wait a minute, I can pronounce topical. Are you crazy?
Not topical, tropical. This is why he has me say the desserts or these names. Okay, so anyway, so tell everybody about that dish.
All right, pavlova. It's another French classic named after a Russian ballerina. It's a crisp meringue shell. They say it's to represent either the ballerina's tutu or the shoe, the ballerina shoe. Very, very thin crust. We fill it with a passion fruit mousse, and we serve with an exotic sorbet. And now these are all
really
just
good.
South Florida flavors. You know, pineapple, passion fruit, mango, bananas, anything we can get in there. And it's super clean, it's super light, and it's my favorite.
It was wonderful. Hey, George, give everybody your phone number because you really do have to make reservations.
Yeah, we're at 954-772-2675 to make your reservation, and you can also book on Open Table as well.
And give everybody your website as well. They can look at your menu. Do you have your menu on the website?
All of our menus are online. We're located at www.buckheadrestaurants.com.
Okay,
you get
so
to see all the wonderful restaurants in the group.
We have a little surprise for
Well,
you.
first let's rate the restaurant. Okay, so
In
how
front
do
of
we...
them?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Stop it.
Okay.
Do you need a tissue? Exactly. Your chair will fall apart.
Exactly.
So how do we rate Lobster Bar?
Well, we don't do this ridiculous 1 to 10 or all that. We have two ways we can rate you. One
Okay.
is
Can't wait to come back.
That's what we rate this restaurant. Can't wait to come back. I would
We
go
loved
back
it.
anytime, George.
Service was impeccable. Everything was great.
Thank you, thank you. We'll have you anytime you want to come back.
But now the big one. This is the creme de la creme.
Or is it the creme brulee?
One of the two. Or is it the topical? What?
Tropical.
You say it your way, I'll say it my way. So, George, we have on our website, we have our, Renee and my
Yes, top 20 restaurants that we highly recommend.
You would not believe the traffic it gets, because we get about 50 emails a month, people asking us, we've got friends coming in from out of town, give us a good place for seafood.
Just go to our website and you can see that.
And our listeners really don't care where the restaurant is.
Right, exactly.
As long as it's on this earth. No, as long as it's in South Florida.
As long as it's on this earth.
But we have added Lobster Bar to our top 20 restaurants.
Well deserved.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
They're going up
So
next
your
week.
logo will be on our website and it will link to your website.
Beautiful.
The sad news is
wonderful.
The
Yes.
sad news is, and I don't want you guys to lose any
Nobody's
sleep
coming
over
off.
this.
Because we're not going to be top 20. We're going to have to add, because there have been some special restaurants. So we're not taking anybody off. I'm not
You're not?
willing to do that right now. You don't rule the roost over here. Settle down. We're adding them because we love them. End
That's
of story.
amazing.
Yes.
We've never done that.
Yes.
Wow.
There's always a first
Yes.
in my book.
So you guys are going to be on our top 21.
Right. Exactly.
Which is pretty amazing.
Yes.
Anyway, you guys did such a great job today. You are absolutely a new friend to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
George, thanks so much, bro.
Thanks for calling in.
on his
Well,
day
thanks
off.
for having us. Thank
It's our
you.
pleasure.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Wow. That was fun talking about this. Let's go to break.
We'll go to a quick break, and we should have Meat Eatery and Tap Room when we come back, hopefully.
Okay,
we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Steve O, co-host of the Eat and Critique Show. I want to talk to you about my favorite deli, 2J's, with 24 locations throughout South Florida, 11 of them right here in Broward and Palm Beach. Most of us have ordered out from 2J's at one time or another, from those morning business meetings to bar mitzvahs, or maybe you ordered one of their great holiday trays. What I love about 2J's is how consistently good they are and how my orders are always accurate and on time. Whatever occasion we are celebrating and I'm put in charge of the food, I know ordering from 2J's will always be a hit. From their cheese trays to their meat trays, 2J's never disappoints me or our company. You can always tell the difference between the 2J's trays and the other trays at parties, as 2J's trays are always the ones that are devoured. Finally, I can't forget about 2J's latkes, or their stuffed cabbage, or their matzo ball soup, which are just like my Nana used to make. Go to their website to find out the location nearest you at www.2jays.com. That's TOOJAYS. Tell them Steve O and Renee sent you from the Eat and Critique Show. Hi, I'm Steve O, restaurant critic on the Eat and Critique Show. When Renee and I find a great restaurant, we want to share it with our listeners. Let me tell you about Madison's New York Grill and Bar in Boca Raton. We made Madison's New York Grill and Bar one of our favorite restaurants right after we did our tasting. Madison serves both lunch and dinner, and if you need to impress a client or a friend, stop by Madison's for lunch, where they offer 10 items at $10 each. Try some of their lunch specials like grilled barbecue chicken breast, grilled salmon, rigatoni Bolognese with meat sauce, or, my favorite, their grilled chicken Caesars. Madison's is west of I-95 on Glades, next door to Jared Jewelers in Boca Raton. Renee and I received so many emails from listeners thanking us for turning them on to Madison's New York Grill and Bar. Try their crab cakes, or another one of my favorites, their baby back ribs, which fall off the bone. Save room for their mouth-watering key lime pie. Call them at 561-994-0808 to make reservations. That's 561-994-0808. Please tell them you heard about it on the Eat and Critique Show.
This is Les Gold of Hardcore Pawn, American Julian Loan, and I've got the two best people in South Florida, Steve O and Renee, my favorite people on the radio.
Yo, cuz, how you doing? This is Steve Martirano of Cafe Martirano in Fort Lauderdale. and at the Hard Rock Seminole Hotel and Casino, and at the Rio in Las Vegas. And I love turning into my friends, Steve-O and Renee, Eat and Critique Radio Show. Enjoy. Say goodbye.
Say hello.
Wow, we still have 15 minutes. Anyway, love that guy.
Yes.
Amazing things he's doing. Hey, we are back while we're
What's
waiting.
with hay today? Hay.
Hey. Topical. Hay.
Hay.
Yeah.
Hay is for horses.
We've added a new segment to our show.
Which is cute. It's very cute.
You like that? It's
Don't get carried away.
Well, I didn't come up with this. It's not, original.
No?
It's called News You Can Use in the Restaurant Industry.
Okay, so tell me some news I could use.
So, someone we've had on the show before, Zona Fresca, celebrates National
Wait a
Margarita
second.
Day.
Back up.
I've
Zona
been back.
Fresca. Okay, you've been backed up. TMI.
It took 45 minutes for this to happen, for her to...
Listen,
Wow.
Zona Fresca, isn't that the place I gave a bad review to?
Absolutely.
Okay, so why are we bringing them up?
Because they have margaritas for 22 cents.
I don't care. Their food is very bland. I am not a big fan of their restaurants, so why give them a plug? Now, I killed the plug. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. Okay? So it's news that you can't use.
It's not like their tacos are 22 cents. It's their margaritas that are 22 cents.
It doesn't matter. If their tacos aren't good, I don't want their margarita.
Okay. We better go to the next one because I don't think they're ever going to call us. Like...
Who?
Brooklyn Water Bagels.
That's because of you.
I don't think they're going to ever call us again.
Hence the name Brooklyn.
The
If you say that you're from Brooklyn, have something from Brooklyn. That's all I'm saying. Water, bagel, something.
Okay, the
That's
Oasis.
all I'm saying.
The Oasis Cafe in Fort Lauderdale.
Which I actually dined at many years
Been
ago.
around for a long
yes.
time.
I'm not surprised.
They're being evicted.
I'm surprised that they were evicted, but I'm not surprised they closed.
Sayonara.
Don't use my line. They actually had a beautiful view. They were right on the ocean. They're right on A1A.
Not anymore.
I understand that somebody else hopefully will open there
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it's a
I'm
great
sure.
location. The food was not the greatest.
No,
That's all I'm saying.
City of Fort Lauderdale decided
Okay, they
to
closed
raise
them.
the rent.
What was with that motion?
I don't know.
It was very bad.
American Vintage Classic is opening up in the Westin Hotel in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
We'll let you know if it's yay or nay.
And then we have Zimberger wine. What are you looking at me?
I'm looking
Are
at...
the phone's ringing?
No,
you can't do two things at once?
We've got
You're like ADD.
How do you spell that?
ADD.
Okay, we've got Chef George on the phone.
Hey, what's happening?
Hi, bro.
Hey, George. What's going on?
What you doing?
Not much. We're just hanging out. You keep doing nothing special.
You know, you have your own segment on our show now, but you snubbed us. You snubbed us. Your head's getting too big now.
What do you mean he snubbed us? He
He didn't call in last week.
Yes, he did.
No, the week before.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Listen. What are you talking about? So what's going on at Meat
No. Wait. Chef
Listen,
George.
he's one of my fellow peeps. Let me do the interview.
No, Chef George. You got to do something about this pastrami. We're getting inundated with emails about your pastrami.
We'll have it. We'll have it on. Let's see. It's on the cure with smoke Tuesday.
Okay, so for those of you that have been sending us emails,
We have
Tuesday.
80 pounds. 80 pounds of pastrami for Tuesday.
I think you should double that number. Make 160. 80 and 80. See how smart I am?
Someone got mad at us. Why do you talk about how great the pastrami is? I called them and they don't have it yet.
No, they said they dined there and asked for it.
Okay, but I'm
But
just
it's
telling
a
you.
special item, so just keep going in there. You'll get it eventually.
Yeah. I'll have the pastrami. It'll probably go through the week.
I have to have some of that pastrami. I told you that.
Friday.
So what's going on? So what's special? What are some of the specials this week?
What's exciting? What's special? We did the Food and Wine Festival last night.
How'd that go?
We did the Sobe Food and Wine Festival. That was really cool. It was nice to be
part of that.
Asked to come do it. I did Medianoches. I did our house-made chorizo with our beer braised onions.
Which is the best?
Did
Wait, do I hear Tom in the background?
I did? Yeah, that was Tom. He just left.
He left.
Yeah, he did.
See,
He's
snubbed
on
us.
Exactly. That's who snubbed us. Okay.
We did a many noches though. It was really cool. We were at the Wynwood Walls last night from 10 until 2 this morning, handing out sandwiches. It was pretty cool.
That's very nice. That's exciting.
Yeah, we're very much involved with the.
Our house cured pork, and we did our house made mustard. Our house made pickles, and it was cool. It was really cool.
I got
Very
a question
nice.
to ask you, Chef George. There is a huge fight coming up May 2nd.
Between me and
Yeah,
between me and Steve Bauer.
No, are you going to be able to get?
It's on, baby.
Are you going to be able to get the fight on for the Casbah?
We don't normally do that, but if you think that that's going to be a draw, I mean,
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
You think it is? It's going to be big?
It's going to be huge.
Yes, Freddie said yes.
I mean, they're already talking like $100 to get for pay-per-view.
Is that right?
It's
big.
What was
That's
that?
big, baby. That's big.
That's big. So you know what? Listen, Chef George, I think you should do that, and Steve-O and I will stand outside. We'll collect money for tickets. We'll give you a portion of it.
Of course.
Renee, when is that? Is that this Saturday?
No, May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Okay.
That's a whiles down the road. Why are you talking about that now?
No, okay. I thought you said, oh, sorry. Okay. That's something to think about. My birthday's on May 5th, just so you know, just in case you know.
What is
His birthday?
Yeah.
So maybe we should have a big party. What do you think?
5571, baby.
Wow. Hey, you should have those adult milkshakes.
Those triple X milkshakes.
Like that.
Tell everybody where you're located at.
We're at 980 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. We're right down the street from Meisner Park, and we're in an office building where, let's see, what is it, Wells Fargo?
Yes, you're in the Sundine Center.
Wells Fargo and Sundine Spaces.
He's too busy at night
They
thinking
take
up
him, yes,
new
I know.
eclectic
He's in the
dishes.
lab. Yes, he's in the lab.
MeatEateryBoca.com is our URL, and our phone number is 561-419-2600.
And you know what? Meat Eatery is now part of our top 21 restaurants.
So well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
We love your restaurant.
I appreciate that.
I'm waiting for you guys to come in here so you can bring me some mustard.
Business has doubled, guys, in the last 3 weeks, which is nice to see.
Oh my God,
we had
Mazel
something to do
tov.
with that.
Obviously, it really has. So it's nice to see, and my feet hurt, my back hurt, but God bless.
You have to get a lot of assistance, though. Listen, I will be happy to come in as one of your tasters.
Are you ready? Ready to get in the kitchen?
I'm ready to get in the kitchen. I love a nice apron. Some bling bling would do.
Hey, Chef George, tell everybody you got 2 restaurants also in the Keys.
We have, yes, we do. We have 3 in total. We have the one here in Boca. We have another meat down in Amarada, mile marker 88. It's a really cool spot. It's the original one. It's been there for almost 3 years now. We've got a big, fat elk head on the wall, so it's really cool. And the other restaurant is Salt Fusion. That's at mile marker 82.
Right, so if you're down the Keys, you definitely have to try these restaurants.
It's a fine dining concept. Really, really cool. Everything from sushi to pulled pork.
Wow. So tell everybody, you serve breakfast, lunch, dinner, you do catering.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner at Meat Boca. Yep, we do. And we do plenty of catering also.
Hey, thanks for hopping on today, man. We love you guys.
Meat Eatery and Jeff at Meat Eatery Boca. Phone number to help you out again, 561-419-2600.
Yes, you have to try this restaurant because the menu is so eclectic.
It's
And
so
everything on this menu, and I say this week after week, and I truly mean it, is so high-end and so different. And you just, it's an experience.
Did you guys get that try the duck sausage?
What did you say? I didn't hear that. Say that again, George?
Did you guys try the duck sausage?
No.
No, I'll come back
had
and
the-
try
we had
that
the
with
pickled
what? Wait a
blueberry
second. I'll come back and try that with my pastrami.
Okay.
And I'll have more of your sausage, thank you very much. And I got the Juicy Lucy.
That's right.
Yeah.
I gotta have that.
The Juicy Lucy. You know, we don't need
Okay, guys. Hey, thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you next
Thanks,
week.
George.
All right, Steve-O, Renee, you guys have a great day.
Thanks,
You
bud.
too.
Wow, did you hear? Our show is helping their business.
That's very nice to hear.
It is very nice to hear. Hey, why don't you finish up telling everybody about Zing Burger Wine and
It's
Burger
actually
Bar.
not Zing, it's Zin Burger.
When did they change it?
When you wrote it down for me? Okay, so Zin Burger Wine and Burger Bar, they're an upscale restaurant offering gourmet burgers paired with fine wines, and they're hiring. I think I'm applying for a job.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm going to leave you.
Okay.
They actually have you should only be so lucky. Actually, they're running a job fair on February 23rd.
I wonder what kind of jobs they're looking for.
Jobs.
Hey, also try Papa's Raw Bar in Lighthouse Point. And the Q Bar Burger and Blues has a
I
nice...
thought you misspelled that. When I was
No.
looking here, I said he must have misspelled it.
Nice New Orleans accent.
Okay, and then let's talk about Jazz's nightlife at
Oh,
Meissen
yeah.
Park because they have a lot of different groups coming
Yeah,
up.
Spiral Gyro
They're going to be, which they've been there before. They're going to be there on March 5th and 6th. Melissa Manchester's going to be there on March 3rd.
Whoa, isn't she that lady who does that sad dog commercial?
What are you
about
talking
Adopt a
about?
Pet? Is that Melissa Manchester who
Is
does
she?
it?
I have
Who
no
knows?
clue. For the ASPCA, is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? I think that's very nice that she does that. Why, you got a problem with that?
Kind of. I'll talk to you about it later.
Then Rick Springsteen.
Easy for you to say.
No, it's really not. Is there March 13th, which I didn't even know that he's still around. He used
As
to
in
be-
alive?
Yeah, he used to be really hot, like in the David Cassidy days.
Oh, David Cassidy's in jail.
And no, he's not anymore.
Oh, no
Don't
more
spread
three hots
rumors.
and a cot?
Don't spread rumors unless you know for sure. And by the way, we have to mention Meat Market is going to be on our
Oh.
show next week. I have to mention that.
Wait a minute.
And who was dining there the other night?
Oh, that's right.
Maury Povich and Connie Chung.
Connie Chung.
Yes, they were dining there, and I believe that was Keith Richards in
Did
the
they sit
corner.
at the same table?
They were hiding from me.
Okay.
They
Oh,
thought
yeah,
I was a-
next week
They thought I was a
is-
stalker. I was only waving to them the
We're
entire
gonna talk-
meal.
we're-
Just wave back.
Hey, listen, this coming Tuesday, if you are a property manager or if you are head of a condo association or homeowners association, you don't want to miss this on Tuesday, February 24th at 10 a.m.
Yes, we're going to be hosting our other show.
Yeah, it's Boca Point Center. It's at 6909 Southwest 18th Street, number 301. That's 18th and Power Line. They're next door to Carrabba's. We
We're
have
going to
a
be doing
free
it, yes,
seminar.
a town hall seminar with
Yeah.
HOA attorneys. And if you
Kay?
have not, Bender and Rembaum,
Re-
if you have not gotten this information and you, obviously if you don't have a pen,
Yes.
just email Steve-O and myself and we'll be happy to forward you
Yes,
the information.
Tuesday, and we'll probably have 3 or 4 bagels there.
To
Right?
split between 50 people.
Bring your own cream cheese. Okay?
Bring your own coffee.
Bring your own coffee. We'll supply the stir, not the sugar
We'll give
cream.
you, we'll
no,
give you a chair.
maybe if you're lucky. Hey, also, Manhattan Transfer is going to be there March 16th. ABBA's going to be there March 17th.
And Sergio Mendez is going to be there April 19th.
So-
Also, I want to mention if you are looking for a place to dine, if you're in town or you have guests or you just were looking to take your wife or your husband someplace,
Keep
go
looking.
to our website and keep looking. It's www.theeatandcritiqueshow.com, and we have our top now 21 restaurants to choose from.
We've never, in 2 years, we've never added someone. It's always been we've taken someone off.
I know, but I
we-
can't because
No,
I
you're
love
right.
the restaurants that are up. And right now, it doesn't warrant us taking it down. So if it has to be our top 25, then it will be our top 25 when we get to that point.
Hey, at least we're not like the Sun Sentinel, who votes someone one of the top restaurants
When the
that
restaurant's
closed down
closed.
3 months prior to.
Exactly.
So at least ours are all current, at least.
You sure? Go check. And here's our
Make sure
music.
the rice is still.
Today's show has been brought to you by our friends at Madison's New York Grill and Bar, one of our top 20 restaurants and one of Steve-O and my favorites for lunch and dinner. Don't forget to make your dinner reservations at Madison's New York Grill and Bar in Boca Raton at 561-994-0808. That's 561-994-0808. And they are located just west of 95 on Glades Road next to Jarrett Jewelers.
Hey, we want to thank Robert De Niro for coming on today.
Yeah. Jazz Palminteri, that was big.
And we want to thank Executive Chef Jeff Pfeiffer and
From
General
Lobster
Manager
Bar.
George Mullis from
Yes.
Lobster Bar. Listen, everybody have a wonderful...
Did you say Las Molas?
Las Molas. Did I do that?
I think you did.
We'll have to go back and look. Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Without you, there is no us. Peace and love.
We're out.
I got you.
You've been listening to the Eat and Critique Show with local restaurant critics Steve-O and Renee. Tune in again next week for more restaurant reviews, fine dining gift certificate giveaways, and interviews as Steve-O and Renee search for the good, the bad, and the ugly in fine dining experiences. To contact Steve-O and Renee, go to their website at www.theeatandcritiqueshow.com or go to their Facebook page. Thanks again for tuning in to the Eat and Critique Show here on Real Radio 94.3.